It TV with Cheldin Barlatt Rumer. I am so excited to be here. It feels like we've been here for years, but it is only day 3. It is going to be an amazing show, and you know that we are your daily dose of lifestyle news, celebrating the entrepreneurial spirit. And I know that I've talked about that for the past 2 days, and that will be the overarching theme from now until the end of time when we're talking about This Is It TV. This platform, this stage here at the Idea Performing Arts Center has given us the ability to share amazing stories. We're still looking for more stories, so we want for you to join us here. Make sure to go to thisisittv.com and send us an email if you have a story to tell. But I really want to talk about the ability to tell stories. I think that people over dramatize the idea of marketing, the idea of sharing their story. I have now coined it screaming your dream, and all of you who follow, fan, and like me see that, scream your dream. Overuse of hashtags, it's a problem, but I'm working on it. But scream your dream. And I think that that really came from working with clients for so long. I created IG Creative in 2009, and we were really focusing on small business owners. We were focusing on helping them market their business. Anything from graphic design, web design, email blasts, social media marketing, we were there to be able to assist them. And what I found over and over again, especially with the small business clients that we were working with, is that they had such a hard time transitioning from being the business owner to being able to tell their story. And when you talk to them about marketing, it became something so abstract, something that they didn't feel as if they knew how to do, or something that they didn't feel as if that they could control. But what we have pivoted IG to do, and then now through This Is It TV, we're giving people the power to tell their stories. So often, I've talked about this as well, when you are a small business owner, you are literally working within your small business. So if you own the coffee shop, you're the barista. If you own the pizza shop, you are actually spinning the dough. So by the time you get home exhausted, tired, fatigued, helped your children with homework or maybe not, the last thing you're thinking about is tweeting. The last thing you're thinking about is, did you make that Facebook post? Marketing becomes a burden. Sharing your story becomes a burden. When should I do it? Oh, I'm not ready. So often I hear, when I have enough followers, then I'll begin to post things on Facebook. When I get more followers, I'll begin to make and create better content. Well, if you have one follower, they deserve your full attention. They deserve to hear what you have to say. They've opted in. I know that's a jargon marketing word, look it up. They've opted in to your social media platforms. They have been asking specifically, please send me information. Please share your story with me. So if you ignore them, if you decide to wait to be able to reward them with information about your product or service or organization, you are doing your business a disservice. It is time for you to scream your dream. And we will focus on that here at This Is It TV every single day. Live from the Idea Performing Arts Center here in Camden, New Jersey. We'll be live at 9 a.m. I know it's early. Hang in there with me. You can handle it. We'll be talking about the difference between screaming your dream and whispering your wishes. Yeah, whispering your wishes. So often people have such a dream that they have, lacking the confidence in order to say it out loud, lacking the confidence in order to share it with their community, family, friends. No longer can you whisper your wishes. Now it is completely important that you scream your dream, that you say out loud what it is that you want to do, what your goals and objectives are, so therefore you can get closer to them. How in the world will you get to your goals and objectives if you keep them to yourself? And all of you that are out there that are working so hard to reach their dreams, the only way that you can be able to move forward is to be able to get the confidence needed in order to be able to share your story. I call it telling, not selling. I know, I speak in hashtags, bear with me. Tell, not sell is the way to go about it. No longer do you need to show up with a PowerPoint just to explain your cookie business. Just share your information with a friend. And we consider ourselves a friend of yours and the community of This Is It. So we want to make sure that this stage feels comfortable for you to be able to scream your dream. Every morning I will be here, I promise, with a cup of coffee and a smile as usual, prepared to tell you and tell everyone out there what you need to do in order to be successful. And a lot of times it isn't as complicated as you may think. It's as simple as gaining the confidence, understanding your story, 2 to 3 features and benefits of your business, and having the confidence enough to share it. Anybody who has sat with me knows that I make that a little bit easier than other people. I make you feel comfortable. I invite you into my home. We found a new home here at the Idea Performing Arts Center on the Camden Waterfront. We're comfortable here. We are confident you will be too. We want to make sure that all of the dreams that you have come true. And we are confident that with the help of our This Is It TV community, we need all of you to participate. Once we introduce you to our family out there, the World Wide Web, that they will begin to follow, fan, and like, and share everything that you have going on. We are so fortunate to be able to do this. We need your help, and so do the guests that are going to be coming on This Is It TV. So my goal is to get started. I have amazing guests, so wonderful. They brought me a coffee mug. I will be using it as I drive. It's a travel coffee mug. I thank you very much. So I call them the walkers because, I mean, they need a serious intro. So they're going to come on over and see me. The walkers are going to come see me. HIMIO is the organization. We are going to learn about, everything about this organization. How gorgeous are they? How are you? How are you, darling? Good to see you.
You too.
I mean, aren't they beautiful? They're just beautiful people. I had to put some extra lashes on for them today. I mean, it was like that. It was like that.
A T-shirt too. Right over there.
It's a movement.
Yes.
It's a movement. Hello. And anyone who follows fans or likes them know, because you are committed to this brand, to this movement. You see this logo. I mean, they are not shy. The colors are bold, and so is the organization, right? How long have you been doing this?
Since 2013.
2013. So it's HIMIO, I'm saying it correctly, right? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Means how I made it over.
How I made it over.
HIMIO.
All right.
And spiritually, it's HIMIO.
Okay, HIMIO.
And everybody's made it over something.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't realize when you make it over something, someone else is going to come behind you that's going to need to make it over too.
True.
So you being able to encourage and motivate and share your story with somebody that you've made it over what they're now facing,
right,
now gives them the motivation that they can make it over too.
Wow. And is it a specific thing that they're making it over, or are there various different things that you're talking about?
Different things.
Right. And is it really coming from a place from the two of you, or is it based on observation?
From self.
Yeah.
But I'm also noticing how other people want information and knowledge.
Yes.
And they get stuck in life. They get stuck in health issues. They get stuck in so many different things,
right,
and don't know who to turn to.
Right.
So us having a community of people that don't mind sharing their story, how they made it over, now they can make it over too.
Right. And it's important, right? It's important.
A lot of our programs, to touch a little bit on our programs, a lot of our programs deal with poverty.
Okay.
And they just to empower and uplift the community.
Okay.
Our first HIMIO house was open in last year, 2015, in West Philadelphia.
Wow.
And the purpose of the culinary program, which is amazing, is to help educate those in the community that can eat healthier. Not necessarily eating out of a can every day,
right,
but understanding that eating healthier is not necessarily more expensive.
Wonderful.
So our STEM program, robotics program, as well as our entrepreneurship program, which is what's in our hearts and what we love.
Wow.
To empower entrepreneurs, which you spoke so well on in your intro. And that's one of the things as well that we love to focus on.
So it sounds like a number of different programs. So I'm going to start with the HIMIO house. There is a physical building. Tell me about this build. So was it important to have a physical structure where people could come?
Absolutely.
Talk to me about that.
For the resources.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing, and like he mentioned earlier, you have people sharing the stories.
Yeah.
You have a community of people coming together, and we do videos online. We have a website. We constantly have events, as we had our back to school event. We have our Green Tie Gala coming up in November.
Yes.
So we constantly have events to bring people together.
Right.
But it's nothing like having, what about that Monday through Friday?
Right.
When I need that uplift, I need that motivation, or I need a program or some kind of resource to help me through. Whether it's how do I purchase my first home? We have first-time home buyer programs. We have events all the time there that they come out and actually educate those in the community on how to purchase their home. The STEM program, as I mentioned, the culinary program, which runs for 10 weeks.
Really?
Which also the end goal, although we're educating how to eat healthier, the end goal for the culinary program is to team up with other entrepreneurs that own restaurants. And then you get to experience that side of the entrepreneurship world.
Wow.
which is an amazing experience.
I'd love to learn a little bit more about that culinary program, because I do believe that there is a complete disconnect between the food that is available in these areas and the need to be healthy. Because if it was convenient or affordable to in fact be healthy, it would make some sense. But healthy food is perishable, doesn't really last all that long, and to be able to buy it, and store it in your home versus being able to constantly get it. The bags of chips or those sugary sodas, etc., they last a lot longer and they're less expensive. So when you go to your culinary program, are you teaching those types of things?
We are.
Yeah.
We're teaching. We actually have people that either own or chef at restaurants.
Wow.
And they're teaching them exactly what the alternatives are.
Wow.
And how it's more cost effective, or
Right.
if it's cost effective, or
Right.
they also have a calendar on, what to cook so that you can stay within a budget.
How wonderful.
So Monday through Sunday doesn't have to necessarily be a burden to
Yeah.
purchase healthier.
Yeah.
And they educate you on that and actually send you home with a calendar and a full schedule of
How
what you
wonderful.
can cook and how to cook it.
Because I think that in most cases, the want is there, but the resource is missing. So they want to be able to eat healthy. This is what the option, this is low-hanging fruit, for lack of a better term. This is what I can grab at the bodega, or this is what I can grab at the corner store. But ideally, when they go home, they want to be able to offer their family better food. They want to be able to nourish their family in a healthy way. The fact that you're filling that void is so wonderful.
Also time.
Yeah.
It's time. We don't have the same time as we did, particularly when just fast paced, and there's Facebook and Instagram and all that you need time
Right,
for as well at the end of the
right.
day. So it also, we also conquer the time aspect of it as well.
And I think that that's regardless of your economic situation. I'm blessed, but I'll throw my daughter in the car, and there's no drive-through for
Where the food
healthy
are.
food.
Right.
There's no drive-through for that. You know what I mean? I gotta get her out of the car. I gotta figure it out. We gotta negotiate a toy. Like we don't. I mean,
Yes.
there's a whole thing. So being able to say, here is the alternative. I mean, I'm going to visit, because I think that that's the time you touched on. Because I think that that's one of the major barriers in anything. Is how am I going to actually fit this into my life? I'm stopping at the bodega. I'm on the way home. I got what we need. Everybody gonna be okay,
happy.
but what are we gonna do in order for the long term, which I think is great. Talk to me a little bit about the STEM program. What exactly is that?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Robotics program.
Wow.
Our director, Robert Mitchell, amazing. We love him so much.
Wow.
He is such a has been a part of the robotics program for many years. He's fairly young, but just
Wow.
passionate in what he does.
Wow.
And last year we had a successful first year run in our robotics program from
Okay.
ages 6 to 13.
Okay.
And the goal is to now bring in middle school and high school kids as well.
Wow.
And within this year, we're going to actually have 4 teams running so that we can actually go into competitions. Yeah,
Wow.
That's the main goal. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's amazing.
So it's
amazing
not
program.
necessarily just the education, but creating, a lifestyle in it, so they can go compete, participate, and have it be part of their corporate culture, their culture. A
lot of times they don't even know that they have the ability to actually build such.
Right.
Yeah, and then the kids are so passionate.
Right.
If you visit our HIMIO.org, you'll see pictures on Instagram,
Yeah.
HIMIO_.org.
Yeah.
They we have just the pictures and the reactions. We have videos on these kids just having such a blast, and
Wow.
they have no idea that it's actually molding them. I mean,
Right.
these are future engineers
Right.
in the making. So it's an amazing opportunity,
Yeah.
amazing program, and we just appreciate everyone that helps us fund these programs, because these programs are funded by those that help out and donate. So we
I love
appreciate it.
that. And again, going back to having the resource, going back to being able to provide the resource, they don't know what they don't know. So they didn't know that they could, participate in this engineering industry, that this could now mold them into being what they will in fact become. And I think that that's a huge piece. So it's really important for folks to raise up and grow through the program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's just so many opportunities, and then
Yeah.
with the mentoring program.
Oh, the mentoring
Yeah,
program.
I
Tell me
think
about
the best part about it all is that it's family.
Yeah.
So you may get one, and
Yeah.
then a little brother and a little
Yes.
sisters watching what's going on, and
Right.
then they come up in the program, and it'll be a forever circle
Wow.
of families.
Wow.
Just growing and growing, and we track them and stay in contact. If,
Yeah.
if you leave a program, we want to see what goals you have next.
Right.
and follow up with you.
Yeah.
A lot of times with a lot of programs we notice with nonprofits are,
Yeah.
they have programs that were set 20, 30 years ago.
Right. Right.
They haven't evolved.
Right.
So when you're talking in terms of this generation, everything's tangible to them.
Yes.
They
for sure.
they react better to things tangible
Right.
than just reading, or you sitting in a classroom and
It's
say,
a different
okay,
way.
read page 15 and 20.
Right.
So our main focus is making sure we expose them
Yep.
to different than just saying, okay, well, this is the program, read this, take this home, talk to your parents about it,
Right.
and come back the next day.
I love this. And I think that then it becomes the standard. If it's part of your family's culture, you know, you're going to go to this program, this is where I went, this is what I did, whether it's mother, daughter, father, son, brother, sister, you know, that type of scenario. And really being, you mentioned family, and that's important because this is a dynamic duo, husband and wife duo. You know, and it's a blessing to be able to work in such a way, you know, not only in the corporate entities that you have, but in this nonprofit world, in this giving back world. Now, do you find that it's been an easy kind of journey to be able to work together?
Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line, we
Yeah.
definitely have, and
Yeah.
it definitely comes from a spiritual aspect. We have sowed what is it, sowed seed in the ground
Yes.
of together very early on.
Wow.
And because of that, we have such a chemistry that it
Yes.
is an easy flow.
You can feel it.
But is it
You might not be able to feel
easy
it.
to work?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I mean, that's with any partner. There's times when he
Yes.
wants to go like this, and I'm well, we get it done. But
Yes.
we just find a way to just mix in love, and
Yeah.
matter of fact is we just love, like absolutely love to be around each other, and I think that's definitely key, and
That's
it opened up
beautiful.
many doors for us as far as where we at now. Now that we have a TAC.
Okay.
A company called TAC,
Right.
which is a consulting firm.
Okay.
And our goal is to consult love and business. Those that are,
Wow.
whether it's one entrepreneur or you guys are both entrepreneurs in the relationship, consult not only in the business aspect but also in the relationship part. Because
Wow.
to be honest with you want to be successful, and that's everyone's
Right.
goal is to succeed.
Yeah.
But if you're not successful in your own home and your relationship,
So
it's kind of
true.
still a miserable time.
It is, because you work so hard. As an entrepreneur, you are working 12, 13, 14 hours a day to go home and not feel home.
Absolutely.
It adds to all of that stress, and it looks like you have created this beautiful, beautiful pairing, which it's a blessing to be in your presence. It's a blessing to be in your
appreciate that.
presence.
Thank you.
And when we talk about entrepreneurship, because I know that we talked about the culinary program and the STEM, but you also have an entrepreneurial program that is at the HIMIO House as well, right? Talk a little bit about that.
So the way we set it up is to show people that entrepreneurship is a lifestyle.
Right.
It's not just something you sign up for, something
Yeah.
you fill out an application or go to school for.
True.
There's a lot of programs out here that teach you on entrepreneurship, but they don't teach you that entrepreneurship has to be the core of who you are.
Right.
It's a lifestyle that you chose to live.
True.
So starting there and working our way back.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer, even when it comes down to writing a business plan.
Yeah.
Start at the end and come back.
Right. I agree.
That you need to see the big vision
Yeah.
and work your way back.
I agree.
So
Wow.
that's how we pretty much run the program.
Yeah.
Starting, okay, what's your final goal?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know where they know how to start.
Right.
So why are we
right.
going to sit and spend time on that?
Right.
What's your end goal? And then let's help you figure out what it's going to take to make
And
that
how do we work ourselves back to making that happen? And I think that that's interesting too, just similar to the culinary, similar to the STEM. They don't know what they don't know. So making it a handicapped situation. You know, being an entrepreneur has always to me been a very kind of intimate thing. You know, it's a dream that exists in my mind and in my heart. And being, like I said a little bit earlier, being courageous enough to actually put that out and put that forth, they need to feel comfortable with the people that they are, entrusting this dream to. So when you come into the HIMIO House and part of your organization, that family piece again, that make them feel comfortable, in sharing that is really important, right?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's a 10-week program.
Yeah.
And it also, I mean, we do everything from learning how to write a business plan, from learning how to post on Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook, and how to market.
Yeah.
We bring people in learning how to budget. We realize that people don't even know about payroll, how to even start with payroll. So we bring
Right.
someone in from a payroll aspect
I
and
love
able
this.
to teach that. So we definitely try to kind of run a little bit of everything that what a business would entail.
Yeah, and you know that through Scream Your Dream, we'd work a lot within the digital space, and I guess this is selfish talk, about that digital divide in that space. I mean, everyone says social media is free, you should do social media, but there's an education to the social media platforms, and I love that you touched on that. So you definitely are able to teach them, through your program, tricks of the trade, to be able to make it compete, because if you're not online at this point, you might as well not exist.
Yeah.
Kind
no
of thing.
Yellow Pages.
Right. You're still hanging on. Still hanging on to your yellow.
Rolodex. Yeah, it's not happening.
No. So, and I think that is important, a well-rounded kind of an entrepreneurial program that allows for people to feel as if, again, if you're coming from a impoverished space or a lower economic space, you still want to compete. You want to compete amongst those folks that are, may have backing, may have a few more resources than you.
And you're able to. You're able to.
You're able to.
Yeah, and I think that's his bottom line is he likes to expose people to that. So just connecting others. So connecting those that have already. That are there, that are owners. Or maybe someone may come in and I want a TV show. Hey, guess what? We know Cheldin. We're familiar with her. Maybe we can link up and, set up something like that. And they're able to be exposed to someone that's there, that's doing it.
Well, please promise me that you are going to send people from your program along our way so they can sit on the stage.
There's a commitment.
Yes, you can on our stage, so we can share their stories because it's so important. Again, people out there don't know what they don't know, and they're looking to be able to help small business. They're looking to be able to help emerging brands, and there might be somebody out there that is watching that can provide even more resource than even us that are sitting on the stage. So the more that we can begin to share these stories, the more that we can help them be confident so they can share the stories themselves is great. Now, I follow Fan and like everything that they do. In order for people to get in contact with you and do the same, where would they find information about you?
That would be awesome. So HIMIO.org.
Okay.
HIMIO, HIMIO.org. We're on Instagram, HIMIO_org.
Okay.
And we're on Facebook as well, HIMIO. Demetrius is also very involved on social media with promoting HIMIO. So Demetrius Walker on Facebook. And you have Meet, MEET Walker on Instagram. And myself, my first name on all social medias. And that's Dhayany. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all Dhayany. And also Dhayany.com. All that, they're all tied in and there's all information on the program.
I love it. Now, you're going to find them online, but we want to see them in person because you have a big event that's coming up that I need to talk about. Chris Rumer, we got to get this green tie in order. So tell me about this. Tell me about this event.
Amazing.
Yes, please.
So our annual Green Tie Gala, it's a fundraiser gala. But it's a time to come together, kind of celebrate some people that have helped us out throughout each year. Some people that have made it over some things. We give away a scholarship. So it's really just a time of celebration of everything that's been accomplished and overcame throughout the year. And raise some money at the same time to be prepared for the programs and everything we plan to do the next year.
Because you need support. You need support, right? We need support in order for these things to happen. And we work here at the Idea Performing Arts Center, and we were working obviously with Cynthia, and you've worked with Cynthia in the past as well. And we were talking about programming, and we're talking about nonprofits, and we're talking about getting involved and what that looks like and what that feels like. And we need your help. These organizations need your help. And it's one thing to like it on Facebook. It's one thing to share it, on Twitter, retweet, what have you. But to get involved, whether it be personally involved in donating time, or even $1 will help in executing some of these programs and keeping
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I'm on HIMIO.org and again keep drilling that site.
Yes, please.
But you would see, we have from these dresses to the T-shirts that it's an easy way where you're receiving something back, but you're helping with the programs. And we actually just collaborated with a young lady named Wanda Cruz, and we we did a workbook, which is amazing. And this workbook is for preschoolers. And it's a benefit. You receive a workbook, but just know purchasing the workbook also helps out with the program. So from ages 2 to 5, it'll benefit ages 2 to 5. And we're very proud of that workbook. It's an amazing. So
not only is it the foundation, the organization itself, it's the HIMIO House. it's the ongoing programs, it's and if you want to get fancy, it's the green tie gala, right? And everybody could get involved in whatever way makes it comfortable for them. And I think that that's really interesting, because some organizations are kind of limited. You can only donate, or you can only volunteer, or whatever it happens to be. But being able to provide this variation is a beautiful thing.
We have plenty of work to do.
Right. Plenty of work to do. Not that you need any more work to do, but is there anything coming up aside from the gala, or is there any other programs you're looking to launch that you'd like to share? Or are you kind of focusing on these core things?
Yeah, well, we have our annual holiday events coming up too. So we have a lot of that focus on and just relaunching the programs for this year.
Well, you're going to share all this information with me so I can share all the information with the community.
Absolutely. Well, he has an announcement, and I think he should make it.
Is giving you the well, you could always come back and do it if you don't want to do it today.
Well, I'll just put out.
Okay, put it out.
Just about finished up my first book.
Stop.
So that'll be launched soon. More information to come.
More information to come.
Yeah.
I mean, business people, philanthropy, authors. I have it all here at This Is It TV. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
You were going to come back, you promised.
Absolutely.
And then please invite people who have been through your program, or people you just know that need a stage and a platform to tell their story. All right, wonderful. Well, it has been a fun episode of This Is It TV with Cheldin Barlatt Rumer. Make sure to follow, fan, and like us at This Is It TV, and follow, fan, and like Cheldin Barlatt on all mediums. We will be right back with more information tomorrow and every day, Monday through Friday, broadcasting live from the Idea Performing Arts Center here at the BB&T Pavilion on the Camden Waterfront. We will see you tomorrow.